Everyone has their own story when it comes to video games. We all like different games, and different things speak to us when we look for a new game to play. We all had different games and different experiences growing up. Some of us grew up on 8-bit consoles like the NES, and some of us didn't pick up a controller until the Nintendo Switch came out. But one thing we all have in common, we all have our favorites. The games we can play over and over and over again, or the games we only played once, but had such a profound emotional impact that we simply can't forget them. Now, I've played a lot of video games, both growing up and as a career, and I wanted to make a video today picking my top 10 favorite games. Not what games I think are the best or anything, but my personal favorites, even if they do kinda suck. So I sat down with my handy-dandy notebook, and I started to write down my favorites. And I quickly realized something. There is absolutely, positively no way I can narrow it down to just 10 games. I have played so many and loved so many that distilling it to just 10 is impossible. So I'm not gonna do 10. I'm gonna do 100. And you know what? It's harder than you'd think, because not only do I have to pick 100 games, I have to justify why I picked them. And very quickly, a pattern emerged. I wrote down like 7 different Final Fantasy games, and I realized I'd have to make some rules to not only make the list itself interesting, but to also challenge me. Challenge me to really think about why a game is one of my favorites. And so, I have given myself exactly one big rule. I am only allowing one game per franchise, unless the franchise has 4 or more entries, in which case I can pick 2. But no more than 2 total per franchise, no matter what. And look, I know this intro has been long enough already, but I really want this one to be special. I want to give each game enough time to really be articulated why I like it. And it is for this reason that I will be making this into a 10 video series, with each video covering 10 games. Sometime after it's all done, I'll make a supercut or something. So hey, if you're watching the supercut, that means I did my job. Come say hi to future me on Twitch or something. Okay, enough prep work. Let's dive into my top 100 favorite video games of all time. Starting with, alright, let's be honest here. This game is on this list as a formality. For those of you that don't know what RuneScape is, it is an MMORPG. That's really all you need to know. Do I enjoy playing RuneScape? Not really. It's pretty boring at this point for me. Updates are slow and mostly inconsequential. I don't really do anything multiplayer on it, so why is it here on this list? Well, I have been playing this game for almost 20 years. I have the Master Completionist cape. I've sunk nearly 10,000 hours into this thing. It is a sunk cost fallacy. Please help me. I can't escape. I haven't seen my family in years, and Jagex won't let me out. Please help me. Right? Imagine a movie tie-in game being good. Well, keep imagining, because this game sucks. Like, come on, look at these character models. My God, they are horrifying. And the gameplay is... But like, come on. Even for a shitty-looking PS1 game, for a young Harry Potter fan, this game is so good! And it's not just for the kids that watch the movie, but the book too. I mean, I said it was a movie tie-in, and I mean, it is, but it also pulls from the book in ways that the movie didn't, which was so cool. Being able to explore Hogwarts was so cool. And flying on a broomstick was so cool, even if the controls were complete dog shit. Attending classes and learning new spells was so cool. Getting to see my favorite character, Hagrid, was, oh God, oh no, why? But looking at this as a game, it's fine. Like, stripping away the nostalgia and the movie stuff, is it a decent game? Well, kinda. It's a platformer at its core, and that's fine. I mean, jumping's a little weird, but you do get used to it. There are collectibles and mini games and blah blah, some puzzles too. It's a pretty short game, but it has a surprising amount of care and detail in it that you might not expect. As a quick example of that, Harry whispering his spell during a stealth section. I mean, like, it's little touches like that that really make the game special to me. I can't really recommend you go on eBay and find a copy of it or anything, but I love this little game. And hey, at least it's better than most movie tie-in games, because there's no way there'd be another one of those on this list, right? Right? So pretty early on in this list, I have to talk about a concept that I find very interesting. And trust me, I know how obvious this sounds, but you can only experience a game for the first time once. Which of course feeds into another issue, knowledge. Not even just story spoilers for a game, but simply knowing anything about some games can really ruin some of the surprise and effect. Oh hey look, a super cute visual novel with fun characters and happy music, right? No, it's not. This game is one of the only games I've ever played that made me stand up and walk away from my computer. Twice. This is a psychological horror game and it does it well. This game is impossible to sum up in just a few minutes, but just know that it is an emotional roller coaster from beginning to end. It starts totally normal and fine, but evolves very quickly into a horror experience that will stick with you. Both the story and the game itself will try to mess with you. It has stellar sound design to really put you on edge, and the visual glitches are so unnerving. There's even fourth wall breaks and computer tricks to really make it truly memorable. So then, why number 98? Well, as an experience, this game is something special. But as I said, knowledge is a burden. Any subsequent playthroughs just aren't gonna do it. Which, that isn't a bad thing at all, but I loved it as an experience. As a video game, however, it's a visual novel with very little input on your part. Again, it is incredible, but it's not really meant to be fun to play. And with practically no replay value, it's hard to think of it as something I want to go back to. And this is really hard to write about because this makes it sound negative, but it's not. Like, at all. Look, just play it. Trust me, okay? It's great. I'm moving on now. Which, ironically, is what the therapist that I hired after I played this game told me to do. So, next! You know, the tough thing about the bottom of the list here is that it almost makes it seem like these games aren't good. But that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, take Enter the Gungeon, for example. This game is fantastic, and it is so right up my alley. So many gun puns and references. I love it. And the game is super fun to play. I mean, you pick a starting class and you, well, enter the Gungeon. To give you an idea of what you're up against, I'll tell you, it's a roguelike bullet hell twin-stick shooter. So, you're gonna die. Like, a lot. But of course, you're going to unlock more and more things with each attempt, which is a lot of the fun in a roguelike. You know, you see something new, you try to figure out how that could synergize not only with what you have now, but what you may have had in a previous run. It's super interesting, and it definitely keeps you playing. The game absolutely demands skill, though. I mean, dodging bullets, being accurate, not being an idiot, and apparently there's even a rainbow mode. I love rainbows! But I haven't unlocked that yet. I mean, I'll get to it, I swear. So why isn't it higher on the list? I haven't really played it all that much. This game absolutely hooked me the moment I launched it, but that was actually super recently. So I haven't been able to put as much time into it as I'd like, but I know it belongs on this list. That's how good it is, and I can't wait to play more of it and unlock so many more puns. Oh, and it actually has co-op, but only local co-op, so I've never tried it. Maybe one day I'll get to play couch co-op Gungeon, but for today, how about some pinball? No, seriously, pinball. Like, I'm serious. We're gonna play pinball now. Probably not the first Pokemon game you expected to see here, but I have a special place in my heart for Pokemon Pinball. The Ruby and Sapphire one for the Game Boy Advance, that is. Which is cool, because I'm a big fan of Gen 3. The game is pretty simple, honestly. I mean, it's pinball with Pokemon. I know, thank you. My video game analytical skills are unmatched. Now, this game may not have as many bells and whistles as a proper pinball machine, and to be honest, the Pokemon aspect isn't super great, but it does just enough right to scratch a Pokemon itch. I'm sure weaving together all the Pokemon mechanics into a cohesive system was a real challenge. I mean, catching, hatching, evolving, traveling, going to the Pokemon Mart, you know, all the things you would hope to see in a real Pokemon game, which is an important feeling. You can pick from 2 different boards with slightly different mechanics and also different Pokemon to catch. All that's missing, really, is the ability to fight and catch legendary Pokemon. Oh, shit! Oh, this music is dope! Oh, this is so cool! Okay, maybe it's not as exciting now, but whew, as a kid, in the backseat of the car, just playing pinball, this was insane. And if you can win twice, you can catch it. And if you do, oh my god, it's Raquaque! And look, a Pokedex! that I absolutely positively never filled out at all. You know why? Because this game is hard. Really hard. I'll tell you though, there is one Pokemon game where I did fill out the Pokedex. I wonder if we'll talk about that one later. One of the most popular game series of all time. It's probably not too much of a surprise to see a Grand Theft Auto game here. Which, to be honest, picking which one to put on this list was harder than you might think. I mean, I really enjoyed both Vice City and San Andreas about as much as GTA 5. All three games have pretty excellent stories and memorable characters. I think what pushes 5 above the rest, though, is the sheer size of the sandbox you are given to play in. I mean, this map is huge. And again, the stories and characters are absolute highlights. I mean, Trevor is, of course, a fan favorite, but I actually prefer Franklin and Michael. The family dynamic that they have with each other is really solid. And also, watching Michael yell at his kids is funny as shit. But we really can't talk about Grand Theft Auto 5 without talking about the multiplayer. The multiplayer is the sheer reason this game is still insanely profitable over a decade later. It is staggering the amount of money that this game just seems to print. And I mean, for good reason. The multiplayer is a stellar way to waste time with your friends in a big sandbox. Or to piss off your friends. Or for your friends to piss you off. Charlie, please, no! However, playing with randos is kinda shit, okay? Because people suck. I mean, there are, of course, exceptions to this, like dedicated servers for racing, role-playing, heists, and more, of course. The game is just plain dumb fun, alone or with friends. And that's why it made the list. But it's not my favorite sandbox. We'll get to that, don't worry. But before we move on, I have to tell you a quick, actual story that happened while I was working at GameStop. A young kid, probably about, 11 years old or so, came in to buy GTA 5 with his parents. As is policy, I had to tell his parents that the game was rated M for mature and then list the reasons why. Which, for nostalgia's sake, I'm going to list them for you too. Gotta get into my GameStop voice here. Here we go. Grand Theft Auto 5 is rated M for mature for intense violence, blood, gore, nudity, mature humor, strong language, strong sexual content, and use of drugs and alcohol. I want you all to know the look on his mom's face as I said all that was priceless. She said, absolutely not, and they left. Now, this happened from time to time, so I didn't really think too much about it. But then, like 3 hours later, I shit you not, here he comes again, but this time with an older lady, which one would assume to be his grandmother. So he brings the game to the counter, again, and the grandma pulls out her purse. I knew exactly what was happening, and I couldn't wait to see what would happen when I said, Grand Theft Auto 5 is rated M for mature for intense violence, blood, gore, nudity, mature humor, strong language, strong sexual content, and use of drugs and alcohol. And also, I do feel prudent to let you know, ma'am, that I told this to his parents when he tried to buy it about 3 hours ago. Yes, I really did say that. Anyway, Grandma slapped the ever-loving fuck out of him, and I never saw them again. That's it. That's my whole story. Next, a collectathon that I'm sure many of you grew up with. Next on our list is Donkey Kong 64 for, well, you guessed it, the Nintendo 64. Now, I did just say that it was a collectathon, but it's not just a collectathon. It's the collectathon. This game is literally in the Guinness Book of World Records for, quote, most collectible items in a platform video game. Video game without a space, which irritates the piss out of me, but it's fine, I'm not mad, I'm fine. Seriously, this game has so many collectibles. Like, you may not have realized it when you were younger, but Jesus. 3,500 colored bananas, 201 golden bananas, 40 banana medals, 20 banana fairies, 40 blueprints, 10 battle crowns, 2 special coins that haunt my fucking nightmares, and honestly, it's a little overwhelming. But let's talk about why this game is fantastic. It's got varied worlds with fun minigames and puzzles, absolutely beautiful environments, solid and fun platforming, a huge variety in playable characters and skills, and incredible music. Each of the 5 Kongs you can play as all feel unique in control, personality, and their movesets, which is great. Here's what's not so great. Each Kong has their own collectibles. 100 colored bananas, 5 golden bananas, and a blueprint for each Kong in each level. Okay, fine, cool. But you can only pick up a particular Kong's collectible when you are actively playing as that Kong. Dotted around the level are these tag barrels that allow you to switch which Kong you are currently playing as. Okay, fine, cool. Really effective way to structure the levels on paper. But, God, it actually just makes collecting everything so tedious. Like, half the game is running back to the nearest tag barrel to switch to the correct Kong to get whatever thing you need. It gets really old, really fast, but despite that, the game is super charming and memorable. Speaking of memorable, you know we can't talk about Donkey Kong 64 without talking about the greatest rap ever penned. The song you know every word to, even if you don't want to admit it. The DK rap, baby!
Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Oh yeah, walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells, grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells.
Absolutely one of the weirdest franchises I have ever played. Katamari sure is something. Number 93 gives us Beautiful Katamari, which is the only Katamari game for the Xbox 360. And that is surprisingly relevant here. It is how I got introduced to the series in the first place. Now, weirdly enough, this game does tend to be a bit of a black sheep in the series, at least as far as the console games are concerned, which is really stupid to me because all the games are the fucking same! That's the thing about Katamari. If you've played one, you've basically played them all. And that's not really a bad thing. It just irks me when people are like, but Jacob, the Xbox game sucks. No, it doesn't. You just have a hard-on for Sony, and you need to go outside and touch some grass. Man, this game is fucking weird, though. You roll around a tiny ball, and stuff sticks to it, making it bigger. So that way you can roll up bigger things. And there's music, and people, and okay, yeah, this shit is super weird, but in such a cool way. I mean, honestly, what I like most is the sense of scale. Starting really, really small and getting bigger and bigger and seeing what all insane things you can pick up. And really, I think that's the big reason that Beautiful Katamari stands above the rest for me. The final level of the original game, Katamari Damacy for PlayStation 2, has you making your Katamari to replace the Earth's moon. That's cool. I dig it. Beautiful Katamari's final level has you making a Katamari so massive to literally plug a black hole, which to me is so cool. You go from picking up, like, coffee mugs to rolling up the entire country of Lithuania as one solid object. And then... Space! And God, I just love this sense of scale and progression. It's a bizarre little game, I know, but it's all the memorable for it. And come on, how can you resist? For those of you that have been around for a while, you'll know I have a history with Mega Man. Me and these games typically don't get along, but that doesn't necessarily mean I dislike them. So here we are at number 92 with Mega Man X. And most of you are probably at least somewhat familiar with Mega Man in some way, shape, or form, so I'll keep the outline brief. Jump and shoot man, cool bosses, cool weapons, incredible soundtrack, and really good level design when the devs aren't trying to bully you. Now, I basically just described every Mega Man game, both Classic Series and the X Series. So what makes Mega Man X stand above the rest for me? Well, honestly, that's harder to answer than you might think. It took me a while to decide between this one and Mega Man 2. Both are, in my opinion, the best of their series. But there were 3 things for me that pushed X above Classic 2. Number 1, the level design. I feel like Mega Man 2 had quite a few places where the level design was a bit too, let's say dickish. Not that Mega Man X doesn't have any of those spots, but they are worse and more noticeable in Classic 2. And since the Wily stages and Sigma stages both suck, those kind of just cancel each other out for me. Number 2, movement. Mega Man X has wall jumping and sliding. That's it. That's the whole point. Number 3, progression. Mega Man 2 absolutely has progression, with earning new weapons and then the 1, 2, 3 items and such. But Mega Man X does something excellent with its progression. Again, you have new weapons you get as you go, sure, but you find these armor pod things and get new abilities that range from you'll use it once to literally game-changing. And while that's cool on its own, the story flow is why it excels. Each upgrade makes you look more like Zero. You know, the guy that saves your ass at the beginning of the game and is just objectively better and cooler than you. So not only do you get something effective for gameplay, you also get a boost in the game's theming, and that is so good. Anyway, both Mega Man X and Mega Man 2 are excellent games, and you should play both of them. But for me, Mega Man X does come out on top. As probably one of the first modern games to be made by just one person, Cave Story is a testament to what just one person can do. And it's an incredible game to boot. I've always been a fan of the old school pixel look in the modern era. I mean, there's so much potential to be tapped into from a creative standpoint, and this game really nails it in my opinion. Of course, it's got the usual suspects of things that games on my list so far have. I mean, great controls, incredible music, gripping story with fun and interesting characters. I mean, really, what more could you ask for? I'll tell you what more you could ask for. A super cool mechanic that sounds awful on paper, but incredible in its execution. Now, to give detail, first I'll need to explain the game. It's an action platformer. Think like Metroid, right? So you have a gun, it goes shooty pew pew, but you can find new and drastically different weapons as you play that really change how you approach combat. It's awesome. And on top of that, you effectively gain experience that levels your guns up, which again, drastically changes how they work. And again, that's awesome. But every single time you take damage, your weapon loses some of its experience and can even level down. I swear to you, this sounds like it would be horrid. And yet, it works so well. Like, it totally changes the way that you think about combat and exploration. It's just punishing enough to make you think about what you're doing, but not so much that it becomes unfun or unfair. It is an incredibly delicate balance that the game absolutely nails. Now, as far as the story goes, it is gripping, it's dark, it's exciting, and you should absolutely play it if you have the time. Now, I'm not going to go too much into it here, but both the characters and the story are so much more than you would think by just looking at the game. But yeah, this game has it all. Even multiple endings, and a super hard optional area that I will not touch. If anything, though, go listen to the soundtrack for this game. It is nothing short of incredible. Well, I have to admit, I'm already loving this. Making this list so far, writing and talking about everything, it's been a real treat. And thank you for making it all the way to the end of the first video. And if you've played any of the games I've talked about so far, tell me about your experiences. I'd love to see how similar or how different our experiences were. A special shout out to all my Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube supporters. Without you, I literally wouldn't be able to make these videos. Now, I'm probably going to release this series either once a week or once every 2 weeks. I haven't decided yet. So, yeah, stay tuned for next week or the week after when we take an even deeper dive into my top 100 games of all time. Also, I suck at outros.